Calling out to the wolf pack. This is Call of the Wild with Danielle Lewis coming at you from sunny Jensen Beach, Florida. I'm going to keep this short since I've been gone a while and we have a lot to talk about. As you all know, I moved. My sister was living with my grandmother. She moved out of town and I am the last one that is able to live with her and take care of her. So here I am and here I shall remain. Today we're going to talk about tax reform, which is actually a large tax cut for the rich and corporations and the largest tax increase on the middle class in U.S. history. Jeff Waldorf from TYT Nation made a video yesterday called Reporter to Paul Ryan, Are You Living in a Fantasy World? Gotta ask you straight out, are you living in a fantasy world? Because you keep telling us that these multi-million-dollar corporations are going to use this windfall to pay their workers more and to invest in employment and their infrastructure and our infrastructure, when the CEOs have told you that they are not going to do that. There's another video by Jeff Waldorf below where the CEOs do not raise their hands. And Gary Cohn's like, what the hell's going on here? Why? Because they're not going to invest in employment or their workers or their infrastructure. They're going to buy back stock. They're going to pay their dividends. They're going to line the pockets of their executives, just like last time. So my comment was very simple. Insane people do not know they are insane. Stupid people do not know they are stupid. Psychopathy is characterized by a lack of empathy, by pathological lying, and having the charisma to fake human emotions because they have none. That's Paul Ryan in a nutshell. Very simple. I didn't think it was going to get that much attention. And then comes along a Kevin Barker, I don't really know or care to remember your name, to say, no, there are several companies that are planning to pay their workers more and this, that, and the other thing, and don't let facts get in the way of your ignorance. My ignorance. Have I ever been accused of being ignorant? Maybe, a few times, but I'm not stupid. Post your links, smartass. Let's see what your facts are. So we posted several links. Thank you. I love diving into links, especially after the H.A. Goodman incident. Always dive into the links. Do your own research. Don't trust. Verify, then trust. So, link to a Time article praising these companies. Now, we'll start one by one. AT&T said they are going to give $1,000 bonuses to more than 200,000 U.S. employees, and they promised to invest an additional $1 billion in the U.S. in 2018. All right. Well, that's good news. $1,000 to 200,000 employees. A multi-billion-dollar monopoly. Okay. They're doing something good, I suppose. But why? Why are they doing it? Would it be that AT&T is currently awaiting approval from Trump's Justice Department of its $85 billion acquisition of Time Warner? Do the math. $85 billion against $1,000 to 200,000 employees. You don't have to be a math scientist to know that is a gigantic difference. And it is a very small price to pay for all that money they're about to make. Not to mention, this is AT&T. What about net neutrality? They are poised to make billions, if not trillions, of dollars between these two pieces of Trump legislation. Well, one of them's not even legislation. One of them is just a corporate bureaucrat saying, boom, I say it's so, which the Congress is now going to vote on. Let's hope they make the right decision. But let's go back to AT&T. Its CEO, Mr. Randall Stephenson, praised the tax legislation as a monumental step towards bringing taxes paid by businesses in line with the rest of the industrialized world. Let's examine that, shall we? Let's break that down. What is the world average in corporate and top marginal tax rates? It's actually 22.6%, 30.6% when weighted by GDP. What is the top marginal tax rate in the US before this tax cut is passed? 39.1%. But anyone with half a brain knows that they don't pay that 39%. What is it they actually pay? Now, this is from the Peter G. Peterson Foundation. The average effective top tax rate is only 24.6%. So it's the marginal tax rate on paper is 39.1%. After deductions and loopholes, they only pay an average of 24.6%. Now, we are going to be dropping our top marginal tax rate from 39.1% to 21%. That is a giant cut. You're going to have businesses paying, well, some of them pay nothing in taxes already. Now you're going to have more multi-billion-dollar corporations getting tax income refunds. We are subsidizing these multi-billion-dollar corporations with this tax cut to them, which again is the largest tax increase on the middle class in U.S. history. Why? Because somebody has to pay this, and it's going to be us. Now, moving on from AT&T, we have Boeing. Boeing announced it would spend $300 million on employee-related and charitable investments. Now, Boeing. Their CEO, Mr. Dennis Muilenburg, said, quote, "The reforms enable us to better compete on the world stage." Compete. Boeing. Who is Boeing's competition? Well, you have Cessna and Airbus. You also have Lockheed Martin and Raytheon. These are their competitors, who are also getting a giant tax deduction. So if you're getting it and they're getting it, then you're still on the same playing field. So how is that helping to increase competition? And what are you all? I know that Airbus and Cessna are passenger airplanes, but what are Boeing and Lockheed Martin and Raytheon up to? Nothing but war. Just war. That is their profit. War. So you are giving Mr. Dennis Muilenburg all this money for more war. Now, I have been to Boeing's website and I downloaded the PDF of their mission and their 20-year plan. And in that 20-year plan, they are hoping to mirror the 1978 deregulation of the airline industry, which inflated the industry with substandard airplanes and decimated the airline unions. So, what are they going to do with all this tax money? They're going to further pinch their workers. They're going to further deregulate the industry, try to, lobby to. So this $300 million, again, in the face of trillions of dollars in profits, especially from government contracts, I'm starting to wonder where I'm ignorant here. Moving right along to Comcast, everyone's favorite company. Oh yeah, we know Comcast. Comcast doesn't even need to be explained, right? Giving $1,000 bonuses to 100,000 front-line and non-executive employees, citing the rollback of net neutrality and tax reform as the reason. They are set to make, again, billions or trillions of dollars with these two pieces of Trump. I have no other word for it than authoritarianism, corporatism. Let's call it corporatism. Because all Ajit Pai did was allow the ISPs to further overcharge us for substandard internet and services. So now the CEO of Comcast, Brian Roberts, said the company expects to spend well in excess of $50 billion on infrastructure investment over the next 5 years. I'm sure they do. They're going to lay down all that line and make you pay out the nose for it. I honestly cannot believe that Mr. Kevin Barker, actually took any of this seriously. Are you truly drinking the corporate Kool-Aid? You're there. It's got electrolytes. It's got plants crave. You are Idiocracy 101. Moving on to Fifth Third Bancorp. This literally only had, 1-2 lines in the article. They explain nothing more about Fifth Third Bancorp. Again, I don't really care to know or remember. They're raising their minimum wage to $15 an hour. What the hell was it before? As far as I know, bankers, even the low-level employees, make over $10 an hour. So what the hell were you paying your employees under $15 an hour for? That's point number one. Point number two, again, there was only 1 or 2 lines on this company in the article. Why? Well, guess who was part of the financial crisis? Of course, Fifth Third Bancorp. This is going to be another link below. In 2013, they were charged with improper accounting of commercial real estate loans, in which the company had to pay $6.5 million to the SEC, and the former CEO, Daniel Poston, had to pay $100,000. Ooh, slap on the wrist, making millions, billions of dollars. Let's go ahead, $100,000, that's okay. Throw their asses in jail. What the hell are we doing with this? Moving on to Wells Fargo, another one, everyone's favorite bank, who was just caught opening millions of fraudulent bank accounts in their customers' names. They are raising their minimum wage from $13.50 to $15 an hour. $1.50 after they took the rap for all of your fraudulent practices, you're giving them $1.50. Oh, and they're going to spend $400 million on charity too. Gee, I wonder why. I honestly cannot believe that these links, this article, was posted in all seriousness. Are you out of your mind to try to post all this information at me and to think that I am not actually going to read it? Now, the last link below is going to be a CNBC article to where they're like, oh, expect more of this. More of this. Expect a stampede of companies handing out bonuses, raising pay, spending on capital projects, and giving to charities. To which they mentioned no further companies than these few. There was not another mention of another company. It's just expect that stampede. All these companies are going to come and run and do the right thing. If you buy that, I've got beachfront property in Kansas to sell you. This isn't hard, you guys. This is not hard as long as you are not drinking the corporate Kool-Aid. I know it's got electrolytes, but it does a body bad. You don't want to drink that shit. Just remember that in the world of idiocracy, an idiot, a normal, moderately intelligent person can be president. So, while we have President Camacho in the fucking White House, do you think you could get it together here and try to focus and actually read between the lines of the bullshit you're posting? Have a great day.